Alright guys, this is lowman02. We're getting ready to play 5-color Reanimator against player ML Berlin. This is a very fun deck. The generator of this deck was Sugar Daddy of Wizardry. Done some modifications to it. He cut one too many cards. He's working on a deck right now. He'll just send me his list, I don't know. 22 lands is probably too many for an aggro deck. Probably go to 21. Although, interestingly enough, that deck possibly could get away with 22. I'm talking about a frontier deck he's looking to run that I've been helping him a little bit with. It seems like a cool deck. It's a vehicle-based deck. We'll play first. Will we keep this? Yeah, as much of a pile as it looks, we'll keep it. Just get blown out by Wasteland. Well, I guess not, because we do have the crop rotation. So what does this hand do? I don't know, it gets after a lot more cards. It's got a JUND attack, a sneak attack, and crop rotation. This is an interesting hand. I'm going to play this out first, even though it eschews value the second turn, because we have the crop rotation. So this defends against Wasteland on turn 1. We're hoping he's not playing a bunch of counter spells. If he is, well, that card would have been better a lot later. Okay. Hoping for land here. Well, not a land. And we will play out the Sylvan Library next turn. So that may be a more questionable play to some. Not playing the Dragon Skull Summit out in turn 1. And the biggest reason I did is because of the presence of crop rotation. It just presents a lot of options against land destruction on turn 1, non-basic destruction specifically. Okay, Fungal Reaches. Well, he's going to be ramping. Hopefully the jig is not up and he doesn't know what we're on. Oh, I never sent that. Oops. No. I think I will expose myself to Wasteland at this point. He's charging up over there. That's not really my game. I'm just looking for, if I can hit one more land, I can set up a sneak attack the following turn. Yeah. I kind of like where we're sitting right now. The hand may look like incomprehensible bullcrap, and it kind of is. But it can actually do some things and some stuff. So there's a couple lines we have. We have crop rotation into Ancient Tomb after finding a land on his end step to generate enough mana to cast the sneak attack and resolve it, attacking most likely with the Academy Rector, finding Omniscience after it dies, casting JUND with Flash on his end step to destroy his hand and then rebuild our own hand on the following turn. That's kind of the line we're looking at. If that makes no sense, well, I don't know, it barely makes sense to me. We'll put this back and we'll keep this. Can I do anything this turn? I guess I could Necromancy the JUND. I think I like, well, I kind of want him to tap out for something. And I could technically do that. Is this beginning of end step? The next cleanup step. Alright, so that doesn't quite work for what I want it to do. Although, Academy Rector could work for that. Alright, let's stay sneaky. We're going to bide our time. I kind of want him tapped out when I do this. Because I think it's going to work. I just need him to charge up his Fungal Reaches and hopefully utilize it to cast some nonsense next turn. I don't think he'll waste his charge counter making a Cobalt, but if he does, that's fine. He's got to be wondering what the heck we're on at this point. The jig is probably up at this point. Like, our land is all over the place. I don't know, I guess this could represent a few different decks. Yep, storage counter. Cool. I mean, interestingly, we also get Bizarre Baghdad, which is also discard outlet and allows Necromancy to do its thing. I just don't like going all in on one threat. I kind of want to get Omniscience into play. Actually, well, that doesn't work because he's already in cleanup, so I can't cast at flash speed. Okay. Well, he obviously does not intend on tapping out either. Well, that's pretty good, too. Does the extra land do me any favors here? I guess I could, like, recurse Sneak Attack the Jingataxius and just draw a ton of cards. But no. No. That doesn't quite seem good enough to me. So, let us do this. A sneak attack. We're obviously taking a whole host of damage. Okay. And we'll put in the Academy Erector. And it'll attack in for a humble 1. Yeah, this deck's so hilarious. Another line that I was thinking through is I could look at options to cast out the Academy Rector and Diabolic Intent, but I'm 1 mana short this turn. That would set up essentially the same thing. It's probably better. Note I'm not going to get the Caracas anymore. There's not much, unless he has an exiling effect in pure black colors. Oh, darn, I got to sacrifice this thing and go find Omniscience. Yeah, I would love to do that. And then we'll, this is beginning of end step, right? Okay, well, we're going to pass it back, and then we'll delete his hand next turn. He could have, like, an exiling effect, or correction, an artifact, or enchantment destruction effect. Yeah. Sneak attack. Oh, this deck is awesome. I love this deck. It's just so amazing. Alright, so we want him to think we're kind of in like a dead-end draw. We're not. We're not whatsoever. Alright, what do you got here? We're going to see a threat come out, like a Liliana or something? That's fine by me. Oh, it's a Mimic of that. That's actually normally pretty good against us. But here, it's going to be sad face time. Alright, your hand's gone. Well, yeah. Major sad face time. Alright, yeah, he packs it in. That's pretty goofy. I'm sorry, ML. This deck is kind of like a 3-cheese masterpiece. But you got to give it its dues. Can actually pull out some games. I think I'm good. I think I am good. Perish may be interesting. It's got a Nahiri. This hand's not good. I don't condone keeping this hand. But because I'm a horrendous luck sack, I'm going to. Just for fun. This hand is no bueno. I mean, I guess I could just draw the Thespian stage and just combo them out. This deck does have a lot of tutors. It's got 2 black mana available, which is of note because that means Grim Tutor's available to it. It's green spells. Actually, this mana is perfect. Alright, Molten Slagheat. Oh, cool. Well, I actually will cast that. That's a card I can use on turn 1. None of this does anything, so I'm going to get rid of this. And likely one of the lands, I think. Yeah. Okie doke. Well, I guess it's 2 lands, but Dark Depths doesn't really count as a land. I guess unless you have Urborg in play, and then it does something. Well, if I draw like a champion every turn, then I guess it's going to be hard to lose. Not that Careful Study is like a phenomenal card, but it's good when your hand looks like mine did. This thing's probably going to die, would be my guess. And what am I hoping for? I'm hoping to land Nahiri, draw into a little bit more mana, like 1 more mana, and then like draw into a threat. Or top out the Nahiri. Is this his like burn everything alive deck? I think we're going to get this thing killed here. Could be wrong. Could just be casting an artifact. Yeah, no, he's going to burn this thing off. He's going to like lightning bolt it or something, or Searing Spirit, whatever. Yeah, Searing Spirit, exactly. Like I said, show and tell. Yeah, this deck is ridiculous. Alright, your go at it, man. Although he doesn't have any colored mana, so I'm not that nervous. Alright, well there's colored mana, and he cannot activate it next turn unless he draws more land. I think I'm going to keep Caracas, or should I? I don't really want more lands at this point, so we'll find a Tundra. And likely a tropical island. No, I probably want more black mana. Is Scrubland right? Or Volk. I don't need more blue mana, really. Plateau may be best here, although there's a decent number of cards I want double black for, isn't there? Not really, only 1. Grim Tutor is the only card this punishes me for. So, I think I'm going to get red. Red-blue? No, red-white. Yeah, I think red-white. And Nahiri, the Harbinger. She's got to be dealt with. And here, I'm not sure. He has shown us a Mimic Vat, which is spooky, but it only works if they die. And this deck doesn't really intend on having its creatures die. Oh, in this deck it is right. It definitely does some work. This card does exactly what this deck wants it to do. It can utilize the ultimate. The -2 is eh. Yeah, I know. I know you're kidding, man. I always forget this is a +2 ability. Which card do I want to discard? Probably, honestly, the Exhume. Okay. What does that do for me? Oh! I know what that does for me. That means I can put an Omniscience into play next turn. Do I want to, though? Let's see what he gets up to. He may just attack the Nahiri to death. And I'll get to see my draw, and I can use the Nahiri to draw into the next card. So this does put an omniscience on the board, which is cool. And no land for him. Well, there's a sneak attack. That's probably better than through the breach. Okay, well, here's what we're going to do. We're going to set up to win next turn, and we will. We're going to have an Emrakul next turn. And the way this is going to work is we're going to Enlighten Tutor on his end step. He's going to probably try to kill Nandahiri, because he's going to be worried about it. I think what we do here is we allow him to do that. I don't know if he can kill it even. I don't know if he has the mana to do that. He may just fire up his thing anyways, though. Okay, Enlightened Tutor, finding Omniscience. Such a ridiculous card. And, hey, sir, I'd like to, put this into play. And actually, I can, like, get infinite turns with this, too, off of the Caracas. Alright, so... Alright, cast using Omniscience. We find the Emrakul. We can flip the Emrakul over the course of infinite turns. Destroy all of his permanents. He has a Staff of Wind. It's probably not going to win him the game here. I think if I were being like, this is the right play. Yeah, Emrakul. And this can cycle to give you infinite turns. It's just nonsense, though. It's such utter nonsense. Oh my goodness. Oh, Magic the Gathering. Why have we printed these cards that do these things? Why am I playing them? Well, fair question. It's for the viewers, man. Alright, well, the game is over, guys. He's probably going to concede here. We'll try to play another one with a real deck. I don't think he appreciates these style of decks. We'll concede the match. Oh, let's concede this. Yeah, it's a very one-sided match. You're right, man. You are right. Let's play a different one. That was ridiculous. You need counter spells to beat that deck. And or just like significant graveyard hate. If the player knows what they're doing with that deck, it's just like blah. I think the deck is kind of narrow though. What did I feel like playing here? Not Red Deck wins. Probably just Abzan. No, I feel like playing Sultai. Yeah, I like this deck a lot. I don't think it's the best deck I have. I just enjoy playing it. It's got a good mix of green creatures, counter spells, planeswalkers. It's just disruption. It's just a good all-around like mid-range deck, and it rewards player decision making as long as you don't get mana screwed. It's also very efficient, which I tend to like. Yeah, so as you can see, I mean, just efficient cards and a lot of like capability to respond to things. I'm going to keep this. I don't per se like it. I'm hoping to draw earlier interaction. If I don't, okay. But the Snapcaster is kind of dead because I'm not going to have like Maelstrom Pulse. The other is Unreal. Yeah, it is. It's just unfair. I mean, well, it's an unfair deck unless you know how to beat it. I could beat that deck with Death and Taxes all day long. I could beat that deck with Blue Moon all day long. You just need to have disruption, right? And it's building with efficiency and building with Oh, it's actually, I think, the final build that Sugar Daddy had. I did a little bit of work with him on that deck. He initiated the concept for the instant speed um, resolution of an Emrakul from a graveyard. I did not. That's good. We're going to play this out and say go. That should protect our Leovold, which I tend to like against a blue-red deck. I also do not like seeing the Ancestral Visions on the stack, but hey, can't stop it. Be cool if we drew away to stop it. He's taking a long time here. My guess is he has Wasteland in hand, and he's considering if he wants to get it. Yeah. Or he's considering if I had Wasteland. Alright, so that's going to get bounced. What's the best draw in the deck? Wasteland. And knowing myself, the luck sack that I am, I'm going to draw it. That is why I do not like these lands. You saw how long he thought about it, because I know he's a little nervous. Because sometimes I got it. I guess, no, Vindicate is not in this deck. Never mind, this is not the Abzan deck. So, we only have the, yeah, it is. It's a pretty unfair deck. I will give him that. And then again, we also had good draws. The hands may not have looked like. If I'm pretty sure if you showed anyone who knew how to play Magic the Gathering or Magic, just Magic the Gathering in general, and they saw those hands, they would be incomprehensible nonsense to them. Okay, go ahead, my friend. Well, I'm kind of hoping you tap. I wish I'd had a 2-drop there. I'm hoping he taps down for something silly. Hopefully he's a tap-out style deck. No, he's not, so he's got counter magic up. Well, 2 can play at that game. As long as I'm hitting my lands. Yep. Go ahead, man. I'm not going to play Leovold and do obvious counter magic. Although the problem I'm going to run into here is this is going to come off the stack. So I really do want to get the Leovold down and protect it with Force of Will. So I'm going to have to go for it this next turn. So hopefully he goes for something. Cool. Well, this is good because it blanks his Ancestral Visions. The one problem I'm going to run into... Well, that's a very solid draw. I really like seeing that. Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you, deck. And a Leovold. Good, sir. And deck, again, thank you for the days. Because I think days may come in useful here. Or it may not. He may have a 2-mana variety that I have to Force of Will. Oh, he does not. Well, if he tries to kill this thing, I'm gonna counter it. And I have to. Okay, well this thing's coming off the stack, and it's gonna do nothing. He could give it to me. If he wants to be nice, he'd give it to me. You can't draw extra cards, man. Well, you can't draw a card for the turn now, so you draw 1 card off of it. I don't think he noticed that. Maybe he just thought Leovold was a 3/3. But yeah, the reason I did that is to stay on card parity with him. Okay, well, maybe he can kill the Leovold now. I don't know. He'll have to target it, which means I'm, again, up on a card. And I think I will protect Leovold. I tend to like this card a lot. I think it does good work. Well, if we can get him to tap out. A Lightning, a Surge. Okay, well, we'll draw our card first. Yes, I would. I think here, what we're going to do is... Exiling that. And if he has another one like a lightning bolt, I'll just daze it. Wasteland is still good. Well, Wasteland, that is not. However, it's still fine. We'll play this thing out. If he has mass removal, that's not good. But we're both on 4 cards. I do have a man land. If he passes the turn one more time without being able to take care of these threats, then I feel very confident in my ability to win this. And hopefully he just taps out for something silly. It feels like it's probably going to be a sweeper of some kind. One more. No. Not one more, but Mind's Eye is actually fine because it actually does work. So that does work here, but I'm going to be able to get rid of it. Do you want to pay your 1, good sir? You may. So here, I'm going to unfortunately have to eschew firing up the... Creeping Tar Pit, because I need to get rid of this Mind's Eye. I don't want to allow him to get up on cards like that. So, I am now down a card. Stinks. We do have Days Up. I think it is losing utility at this point in the game. I can hardcast it, obviously. We do not have lethal on backswing. Kind of hoping he'll take a damage somehow. My guess would be he will not. Now, what have you got? What have you got? At this point in the game, I'm okay with targeted removal on Leovold. I'm just hoping for not mass removal, or if it's mass removal, it's X-Spell based and I can daze him. That's assuming he goes for the Gusto. Chalice of Life. Well, that doesn't seem great right here. I'm fine with that card as well. You can gain some life. I'm going to see mass removal. I don't have a counterspell at this point, and the Damnation is looking quite abysmal. Okay. Well, that doesn't do much to my creature. He can pop my. He can send my creatures running back to my hand, but I draw a card every time he does that, and I have the additional land to play the Leovold and also activate the Creeping Tar Pit, doing damage to him as well. All right, you're gonna top me. Interesting. Well, I'll draw the top card. Well, negate is going to be nice in this matchup, I think. Curiously enough, he's topped me. I can still hit him for 3. Although, like, that's just giving away cards. I think he had to draw here and hope to find mass removal. And then I'm doing 9 to him down to 2. So, like, some of his mass removal wouldn't count because I know this deck. And his fetch land would be turned off. We will kill that thing. Oh, a Dryad Arbor. Well, I'm not going to play that out. What kills me right here? Mass removal. Alright, black, blue, and this thing. And fire up the Tar Pit. Attack Jace, and ML. Slow and steady. I know we are the beatdown, but this is, we gotta be wary. We don't want to get mised out. And we do have the negate to stop most things that worry me. Okay, well, you gain a life. I cannot kill next turn now because of the maze. Well, that's a beast. I'm going to play this out. Ooh. Play this beast out. And unfortunately for him, I don't think Maze can keep up with this. Yeah, and every time he untaps something, it's like giving me cards, too. Leovold just a beating. Okay, do you have, like, removal or something? It appears so. Could be something we can daze, though. Oh, opportunity. Huh. Well, I think I am going to negate that. Interestingly enough. Alright, you going to counter my spell? I will daze you. 4 days. Oh, mana leak. Is he out of mana? He is. And the days got in there after all. Funny enough. Well, he's still not dead. He's going to assume he is. And he probably is. He could, like, top a sweeper. Well, actually, no, he was. Definitively. Because I had the Cryptic Command, which means I can bounce the Maze of Ith, countering any... I could flip the Maze of Ith and then attack with the land, which would get me the game. Gainsay seems good. Flash Freeze is interesting. Chill is kind of interesting, too. Dispel, I think, is good in this matchup. What don't I like? The removal, probably. Spell Skite, I think, is fine. I think it's better than some of the stuff I have. I actually like Arena. And I think I like Flash Freeze as well, oddly enough. Well, we'll see. So we don't need this. We definitely don't need this. We don't need this. Any removal is basically going to the wayside. Diabolic Edict, yes. Fatal Push. Manlands? No, get out of there. Flash Freeze is probably better than that. Do we have any removal left in the deck? Murderous Cut, get out. That being said, maybe I want some of these, like, yeah, maybe. I know he has red spells. Is there more removal in here? Like, I don't need removal. This is a completely... Golgari Charm. That regenerates. That could be good. Otherwise, I think we're good after that. I do like the Pernicious Deed and the Maelstrom Pulse. Yeah, I think this is about right. Well, let's consider a few more. No, I think this is good. I think we're going to go with this. He's predominantly blue, but I know most of his sweepers are red. Leovold did some overtime work there. It definitely showcases that card and its extreme power level. Especially when backed up by efficient blue permission. That card is just a beast. I mean, it obviously depends on matchup, too. But, I mean, it's also just an efficient beater. You know, 3 mana for 3/3 is fine. I mean, it's no Anafenza, it's no Siege Rhino. But, you know, but you really don't expect that in Sultai colors. The card just feels so blue, though. And really, this deck is relying on its blue to win games, as you can tell. The creature cards themselves are not extremely powerful. It's really just, you know, relying on blue card advantage and selection of what the opponent does. I think this hand has to go back. Ugh. Well, we'll keep this one. It's not good. That at least makes Days live. And go, sir. If I can ever get the skull online, I feel like I can't lose. Get in there, you. I know these kind of lands, the man lands, are going to be problematic for him to deal with. So, okay. Well, again, Wasteland would be our best draw. Not a Wasteland. I'm going to play this out just so I can have Days active. I guess I could have Days active anyways by hardcasting it. And actually, I probably will. It's probably a misplay on my part. I don't want to have to cast Days this turn. Okay, cool. Well, we're drawing lands like champs, which is good because we have a Batterskull, so we can stay on mana parity with him. Okay. Cool. If you want to counter this, you can. I just kind of want to know, see what you're working with over there. Alright, rolling earthquake, not an instant. Miscalculation, not an instant. A Venser's journal, not an instant. So, Jace the Mind Sculptor is going to the bin, and we're going to kind of hope that he casts out his Venser's journal next turn. So we're going to play Possum here a bit, and we're going to give him the opportunity to make the mistake of casting the Venser's journal, and we will daze it. I was going to say, I don't know why you're doing that there. I know you don't have an instant speed kill spell. That was not a Vendilion click. That was just discard. Does he go for it? I'm giving you the opening, man. You can have that Venser's journal. Nope, you don't want it. Well, let's take a look at something. Yeah, we know he has one more land in hand, and he has a miscalculation. Interesting. Okay, well, what we're going to do here is this. We will cast this card out. And he's going to miscalculate, evidently. Oh, he's going to exclude it. Well, that's a good draw. Well drawn. That is unfortunate. But you can't play around what you don't know. I mean, I guess you can, but then you're probably not playing well. And I think that was right there to cast that out and attempt to force the use of the Rolling Earthquake and then the Golgari Charm to follow it up. Well, if he taps out for the Venser's Journal here, I think I'm okay with that. Yep. I'm going to play on a Batterskull. And then he can burn it off if he wants. Could have like a Spell Pierce that he drew. Or he could have a Force of Will. That would be bad. Oh, Force Spike. Well, sadly enough, I have to do this. But it is reducing his hand size, which is good because it means that his Venser's Journal is less effective. That's a card we can beat with this deck. That was likely the card he drew off Exclude. So this is gone, this is gone, this is gone. We know he's on. Now, 2 knowns and 2X. Yeah, no one wants to Rolling Earthquake that thing. We'll fire both these up. Well, if he has instant speed burn, that's extremely annoying. Nope, cool. Alrighty. I mean, you can burn off and take 4 damage by casting your spell and lose 1 life the following turn on Venser's Journal. I know I'm drawing a Cryptic Command. There's consideration to bouncing the Venser's Journal, but I'd have to have a good reason for doing that, like a counterspell on the backswing, plus more mana availability to keep Batterskull alive. I think we're probably going to see the Rolling Earthquake get cast this turn. I'm not sure, it may be right. So he ditches a Wooded Foothills. Alright. You get in there with this thing. You go looting? Okay. Okay. You have no maximum hand size, correct? Okay. How big is Goif now? It's a 5.6? I'll redraw that. Oh, wait. Can't tap. I'll draw Goif. Go ahead, good sir. Huh. What do you have here? Counter magic? Could be looking for counter magic. And if he does, I may protect this thing and bounce the journal just to set up a lethal turn on the following turn. Well, yeah, I guess we're going to protect it, so we will counter target spell and return this permanent to your hand. Would you care to have that, or do you want to go down to 4 cards? And you would likely have to take 1 damage off the Shivan Reef. Okay, well, it all works. Cool. Or it appears to have all worked. Now he's going to counter the Goif. Probably has a creature counter spell like a Remove Soul. There, Syncopate. He's taking 7 this next turn. More than likely. He could try to burn this thing off with... I know that wouldn't work. That's a bad plan. Some of these lands are frustrating to no end. Do you want to counter this? I do need to start getting after card advantage. Oh, a Gurmag Angler. Well, you can Earthquake me now if you like. He's down to 4 cards. Take 7. Down to 3. Could bolt this thing, but that means less life gained. Should keep him under pressure, and the Gurmag is going to be significant pressure, I think. Alright, well, he has something. A bounce spell? Maybe? It's still a card down. Okay, well, you bounce the Batter Skull, and you take 3. Cool. Well, we have a Gurmag next turn, plus a possible, okay, well, he's passing it back. I think here, what we will do is this. Cast this out. Do you want to counter it? It means less life gained. He may be thinking about trying to lightning bolt, or not lightning bolt, but cast his earthquake on this thing. Oh, a 4 bid. Okay. Did he buy back? No. Okay, well, here's what we're going to do. We're going to fire this thing up and get in there. And take 5. Hand size 3 unless he wants to kill something. And it goes down even further. So we'll just grind him out. If we're casting cards every turn that he has to kill, then we'll eventually win. Okay, well, a spell. Oh, Loot House. Okay. Loot House is doing what it does. Milling, getting to better cards. A lot of counter magic in his deck. Oh, Volcanic Fallout? Yeah, that's not good against us. Alright, so you're up to 8. Do you have something to do here? No. Okay. Interesting. So he's on 4 cards. I think we force him to counter here. Go ahead and counter it, man. Do you have it? Don't care if you do. You can have it. Yep. Yep, I knew you had that, actually. Get him for 3. Now let's get in there. Doke. Up to 5 cards, though. I'm kind of hoping he tries to burn out our board. I think that play is becoming more and more tempting. But the cool thing is we can actually protect against it. Cannot kill him next turn. We can bring him down very low on life. Really would be nice to hit some lands off the top ropes. Don't want the Spell Pierce? Not really. Well, Gurmag is becoming more of a thing. You get the Bayou. Oh, Reclamation Sage. Nice. Well, he'll stay at 7 life this next turn. Not going to play out the Spell Scud here. No need to. We have a lot of effects that can protect this Reclamation Sage and stop him from gaining life. At some point here, he's going to have to burn out our creatures. He's managed to stay at life parity because of the Venser's Journal, but I don't really see it gaining him advantage here unless he can try to clear our board, but we do have a pretty strong answer to that. Plus, we have backup to a 2-mana counterspell. Attack Fadon. What does this do? Not really anything here. So go ahead. You may draw, sir. Doesn't really do anything. I could have countered that with Gainsay, but no desire to. Absolutely zero desire to. Okay, well, lands go to the bin. Did you get gas? Or are you still looking? Okay. We'll cast this now, see what happens. And, no thank you. No thank you, sir. Flash counter. Counter target instant spell. I think Dispel is better than that. But, no to that as well. Do you have Force of Will? No, you do not. Goodbye. And the question now kind of becomes, I think I want to actually leave open the ability to Golgari Charm so I can win on the next turn. And I have Eternal Witness on top, so let's let him do whatever he's going to do. He could end up wiping our board, but then we still have the Treetop Village at the end of the day. Alright, I ponder. He still has Rolling Earthquake in hand. Unless, he never cast, like... He never discarded it, and he never cast... Oh, he can't even cast it here and kill our stuff. We're on, like, infinite life. So that card is kind of dead. He may want to discard it, unless he can gain more life. I was hoping he'd pop it earlier. I think he probably should have attempted to pop it earlier. But he did not. Okay, go ahead. Okay, more lands. I do like that we're getting the Eternal Witness. I think it's strong. Probably return. Probably one of the counter spells. Probably Gainsay. It's a strong card. Yeah, I was going to say, he can't even really use the Rolling Earthquake, so I think he needs to discard it. So Rolling Earthquake is one of the 3 cards in his hand. We knew he had Miscalc. He popped that on one of our cards. I think it was our Batterskull that we just kind of like threw it out there into it. Which was really not a play to... I mean, one, it gets counter magic out of his hand, but like really more so what it was about is ensuring he couldn't gain enough life to use the Rolling Earthquake. Well, that's a pretty cool draw. I think what we're going to do is this. I think we will just fire up the Treetop and go in for lethal. And if he wants to do something, I'll regenerate all of my critters. Or we just got him. No, it does not appear we just got him. So what have we got here? No, some sort of like X earthquake effect. Cool. Oh, a magma quake. Into each a planeswalker. Okay, well, here you go. I'll regenerate all my stuff. Okey doke. So he's still got to find an answer here. Can he do it? He damaged his deck down to almost no loyalty counters. Yep. He's fighting to hold on. The Maelstrom Pulse is actually kind of an interesting card, though, because I think like the Eternal Witness and the Pulse are kind of both like must-counter cards. But we'll see. This deck really doesn't mount much of an offense, though, so like I think it. I guess it can come back from behind. It doesn't really come back, though. It just like attrits, and then like hopefully at the end of the day wins through like I don't know the Venser's Journal plus like whatever that Chalice of Life was that he had last game. But I think, you know, this has been a cool game because, like, both of us have gotten to do what we wanted to do with these decks. Both decks have played the way they're supposed to play, I think. Well, he either found something or he's considering what he needs to do here. It could have been right to have cast out the Spellskite last turn. I feel like if he finds it, it's worse for me. Like, if he finds a Wrath, right? It's just worse for me if I have the Spellskite out there, as opposed to just playing it out next turn prior to combat to protect the Treetop Village. That could be wrong. Okay, well, Rolling Earthquake and Volcanic Island hit the bin. Will he utilize his Desolate Lighthouse? That may be what we're seeing here, or he may just have found another Wrath. Oh, Smoke. Can untap more than one creature during their untap steps. Okay. That's fine by me. That doesn't really do anything here, actually. I don't even run a lot of creatures, and like the best creatures in this deck are land creature cards. What is he going to kill here? Actually, I only need to untap the Treetop Village. Yeah, Chalice, cool. Let's still 5. And technically, I could pulse that anyways. I'll untap this one. And we'll fire up the Treetop, and we'll kill him. Although, I guess he could have Bounce as his very last card. Okay, now we got him. Alright, I'm going to go on a quick pause, guys.